We're here to bring a new type of news show.
New insights, new styles, and new topics every day.
We are News Generation.
Bring news just for you. It's Thursday, February 20th here in Seoul. I'm Song Yujin, and welcome to News Generation. Joining us today is Cheska Daina.
Happy Thursday, everyone!
Happy Thursday! And Yoon Sang-yeong.
Good to see you, everyone.
Good to see you, everyone. Now, both are here to speak on behalf of those in their 20s and 30s. So we're going to begin with our keyword news for this Thursday. Our keyword is KAIST, the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology. Recent data from the university shows that for the 2025 academic year, the number of applicants in a single school year exceeded 10,000 for the first time. Over the past 3 years, the number of students applying for KAIST undergraduate program has surged by 61%, while international applications for the graduate program have skyrocketed by 64.5%. So what do you think is driving this increase in applicants, and do you think that this is a sign of growing interest in natural sciences and technology here in Korea?
Well, I think it's a good sign because so far Korean students were mostly obsessed with entering medical school.
Right.
And I'm glad that many of them are now turning their attention towards other fields such as AI, robotics, or natural science. And because if Korea is to excel in the future industry and to compete with other countries, I think it's really important to nurture more talents in AI and engineering. Meanwhile, I think the major reason why students' interest in medical school has faded away is because of the national strike by doctors that we've been seeing throughout last year.
Right.
Doctors are deemed to be a promising job. They make a lot of money and
It comes with great prestige.
And Asian parents want their children to become a doctor. However, as this fantasy starts to die out, it's a natural phenomenon that students are opting for another job that guarantees success, and I don't blame them. Everyone wants to get rewarded after hard years of study in high school.
And now maybe we could see balance in the number of students who are choosing into the field of natural sciences and technology and those who are choosing medical school. So maybe we can see things balance out, which could be a positive sign.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this, Cheska?
I would actually have to agree on that too. I mean, STEM really is a foundation for all developments and
Right.
academic endeavors. So I think it's great that we have more students and more talent that are kind of being funneled into KAIST. But even the president of KAIST actually said in his welcome speech that, quote, if there's something that makes your heart race, something that excites you, you have to take on the challenge. And this was something really memorable for me. He even added that you can come back to school in 5, 10, or 20 years.
Right.
KAIST will always be open to support and embrace all the challenges and even failures that you would go out and experience. And I thought it was something very monumental because, like Sang-yeok mentioned, I think previously a lot of the students went into more safer route in their career. And now I think we're opening more up to embrace these challenges and failures. And I think KAIST is one of those schools that are ready to embrace that. So I think it's great that we have more students in that field. Yeah.
Right, and as they say, it's never too late to learn something. And that was our
Go back to school.
Right, go back to school. And that was our keyword news for this Thursday. So we're now going to move on to our main discussion of the day. Thursday is when we dive into the Korean wave and the global appeal of Korean culture. Take a look at the screen to find out more. Ever had one of those days where you just want to sing your heart out after a long, exhausting day at work or school? Well, here in Korea, we have the perfect place for that. Noraebang, which literally means singing room in Korean. Have you ever been to a noraebang? Right, so today we are going to talk about noraebangs, a very exciting topic. So I want to start off by asking our panelists,
Yes.
Are you a fan of noraebangs, and what's your go-to song when you have the chance to grab the mic?
Yujin, I can already tell that you're very excited.
I am indeed.
I actually haven't gone in a while because I actually only went with my family when I was in the States, but now my family is spread across the world, so I don't really get the chance to. But if I do go, my go-to song is what I would consider like classic, but one of those songs that everybody knows so that they can chime in.
Sing along together.
Sing along, yeah, and dance along, so I'm not in the spotlight. So it's kind of a song that I can start, but everybody starts singing, so I can be like, yeah.
But that's very generous of you because you're trying to share the spotlight with others.
Yeah, as much as I love Noraebang, everybody's kind of watching and listening to you sing. So I think it definitely takes a little bit of courage.
Right, it kind of gives you pressure.
Yeah, to showcase your vocal talent. But my go-to would be Westlife.
My love?
My love, yes. And Uptown Girls, Backstreet Boys. Or like Atomic Kitten, like something that makes you feel really good, fuzzy, but happy. That can make people kind of get up and like dance or like sway. Yeah, those are my go-to songs. Yeah.
Well, great choice of go-to songs at the Noraebang. I
you.
also would like to ask you, Sang-yeop.
Well, I love actually going to Noraebang, but since I'm an introvert, I prefer 혼코노, which means going to Noraebang alone by myself to sing alone quietly in a private room. And my favorite go-to songs are quite outdated, actually.
Please share.
Although I'm a millennial, I love singing old pop songs like Take Me Home, Country Roads. I like Take Me Home, Country Roads, to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Take Me Home by John Denver. It's a really best of pop songs, I can say. And yeah, I also love Westlife songs as well. And I enjoy rock band genres as well, many songs that were released by Oasis. And my unique music taste is actually rooted from my grandparents. When I was living with them back in the States, I was in kindergarten and they used to have the CDs and LP players. Yes, and they all have those classic songs that were really popular back in the days.
Well, thank you so much for that amazing performance.
it
You
was
just
really-
changed our studio into
That
Noraebang,
required a lot of courage.
which I really admire.
I was really hoping that he would showcase his vocal talent. I
And you
was very
performed
happy.
it for us and for our
Yes.
viewers. So thank you,
If you
Sang-yeop.
guys are happy, then I'm happy.
Yes, we are extremely happy.
We're honored.
Now, interestingly, the word 노래방 has been gaining global recognition, especially after it was officially added to the latest edition of the Oxford English Dictionary, which we talked about a few weeks ago. So why do you think 노래방 made it to the list?
Maybe because we have people like Sang-yeop who is ready to go out and sing their hearts out.
Right.
But I actually fact-checked because I was also very curious too. But it is actually listed in the Oxford Dictionary and it's, quote, in South Korea, a private room which can be hired by a person or group to perform karaoke, an establishment featuring one or more of such rooms. And it even added that it's really a good place for die-hard enthusiasts who love music.
Couldn't agree with
Right?
more.
Very much so. So in order for a word to be registered in the Oxford English Dictionary, I mean, obviously the term has to be used frequently and repeatedly, and I would even say universally, so that people know about this. So I guess this really shows the mega influence of the K-pop's global popularity, as this is a quite clear evidence that there must be a growing number of 노래방s that are, being established or available globally. So even when foreigners actually come here to South Korea, apparently, 노래방 is considered like a must-visit entertainment spot for a lot of these people. And hear this, they spend about an average of 3 hours.
3 hours. I mean, I've never spent 3 hours at a 노래방
me
before,
neither.
so wow.
Considering that a song is only about 2 to 3 minutes long, how many songs is that? That's
Then
about
60 to 90 songs
Yeah.
max. Wow.
And even if you go with a group and you divide it by 3, that's 20 songs.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's like your own mini concert.
Yeah, of course.
At least. And here in South Korea, if you do come, for all the viewers, a lot of the 노래방 establishment nowadays are very fancy.
Right.
They have cool seatings, lights.
Food and beverages.
They have like giant open windows, some cool spots in Hongdae. So I think it would be really attractive for a lot of tourists as well. And Eugene, you actually told me about this. In 노래방, nowadays they have a lot of
International songs.
international
Like Japanese,
soundtrack.
Chinese, and also songs from Southeast Asia. So
Yeah,
a lot of options
Philippines.
for our viewers.
So I think that is something that our viewers can find really attractive if they also come. It's not just carrying K-pop songs, but they can also kind of squeeze in 1 or 2 songs from their own country too.
Right. So adding on what we're talking about, of course, singing spaces exist in other parts of the world as well. We know that there are karaoke's too. So I want to ask you, Sang-yeop, what makes Korean singing rooms or these new 노래방 so unique?
Yeah, first of all, there's something similar in the United States. If you go one of those bars, they have the karaoke machine, and you can actually sing there. But Korea's 노래방 is a bit more special because, as I mentioned in the beginning, you go into a concealed space and you can enjoy singing privately. Also, the Korean 노래방 machine has multiple functions. The singer can select the pitch or tempos, and you can also manipulate the vocal cords, which means I can also sing high-pitched female songs. Like Tears by 소찬이. And there's special effects like revolve and echoes, which make your singing sounds like you sing as a professional musician. Right. And best of all, letting out all the stress as you sing alone is the best part about 노래방.
I couldn't agree with you more. So for those who haven't experienced a 노래방 before, you should definitely experience it. But we're going to talk about what to expect. First, there are two main types of 노래방s in Korea. So Cheska, could you please introduce them to us?
I would be very happy to, yeah. The first type is the traditional room one, and you pay per hour. And this is the most well-known one. You go into a room with a group of friends and sing your heart out and dance. The other one is in Korea what we call 코인노래방. So basically you pay per hour, but it is usually a small cubicle, I would say, just big enough for max 2 to 3, or on average 2 to 3. I heard it's getting a little bit bigger. But since you pay per time, what people usually do, because Koreans are very efficient, they usually skip the intro and sing just the first verse and then the middle verse, and then immediately go to the next one before the song ends, so they can squeeze in as much as possible. And a lot of these traditional 노래방 usually give you about 15 to 20 minutes extra time, I would say. And before COVID, I know a lot of my friends and colleagues would go and hang out. But obviously, since COVID, the 코인노래방, the one where 상혁 goes alone, became much more popular because you can go in and sing your heart out. It's a very private and personal experience. And actually, some of my friends, when they have a really stressful day at work, or like just things just not going with their relationship or things like that, they would go in and then just sing.
Yeah, that's the best way.
Like stress release and then just come out. And also they all have disposable microphone covers. So don't forget to use those when you hop into one of these 노래방s.
Right, so once you choose the 노래방 of your choice and you step inside the room, it's time to pick your song and kind of get the party started.
Get the party started!
And to get the party started, there are steps to take.
Right, so please tell us the steps.
So if you enter the room, you can find the list of songs in the 노래방 books. And if you type in the numbers that belong to the song, then you can start singing. And for the recent released songs, those are on the posters on the wall. So you don't need to worry about unable to find the songs that you want to sing. And other than the two types of 노래방 that Cheska mentioned, there are also two other types of 노래방 based on payment system. So the first one is based on the number of the songs that you sing. And the second one is the payment based on the time that you use 노래방, usually on an hourly basis.
Right.
And there's also tambourines and drums, and you can lighten the mood while tapping on the tambourine as your friend sing a song. And when the song starts to play, the lyrics comes out from the screen, and a random music video plays.
So random.
It's also, it's so random. It's really random, and it's played on the screen as well. So after singing, there comes the scoreboard. And I've heard that these scores are actually not based on your singing skills, but based on the accuracy of the pitch and the beat. And there are K-pop idols like Kim Jae-jung, the former TV XQ member who dreamed of becoming a K-pop singer.
Wow,
as
really?
He used to sing in 노래방.
That is
like a practice room.
That's very interesting. Wow, okay, so 노래방s is ultimately, it comes down to which kind of song you'd like to sing. So we also asked our viewers which songs they'd love to sing if they had a chance to visit a 노래방 and why. And here's what 3 of them shared. Our first comment for this Thursday is by Into the N. There are a handful of songs, but personally, my top picks are 17's Oh My with such cheerful vibes, and Try Again by Dear X Taeyeon, which is good for those who need calm, soothing music. The Power Ranger 200, I'll definitely sing IU's Strawberry Moon because it's got a good song vibe and is perfect for when the moon turns red. Pakdaeon85 says a good song for me to sing is I Am from IVE, good rhythm and lyrics, and it's very relaxing. So to hear more from someone with first-hand experience, we'll be joined by a young guest from India after a short break. Stay with us.
NewsGen wants to hear from you. Go to YouTube and search our channel Arirang News. Click Community and leave a comment down below. Make a new type of news with us.
Joining us today is Bhavika Chaudhary, a Gen Z student from India currently studying in the US. Bhavika was an exchange student at the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology. Welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. So, Bhavika, when was your first ever visit to a 노래방, and could you please tell us what the experience was like?
Yes, my first ever visit to Noraebang was in Hongdae when I was out partying with a group of solo female travelers I had just met. It was an incredible experience. None of us knew each other at the start of the night, but by the end, we were singing our hearts out. It was amazing to see how music was just connecting people beyond their languages. We were all from different countries, different backgrounds, and yet, like, in those few hours, we were just a group of friends having the time of our lives.
I love how you describe it, that the music kind of brought everyone together from different culture and language. When do you usually go to 노래방? And the ultimate question, what's your go-to song?
I think there really is no bad time to go to a Noraebang, but I usually go at the end of a night, at the end of a night out with friends or after dinner. I think it's the perfect way to wrap up an evening. My go-to song, I think, is Dynamite by BTS. It's such an energetic song that gets everyone singing along, whether they are a K-pop fan or not. I do like to throw in some American songs like Sweet Caroline here and there.
Okay, Bhavika, I also love Dynamite by BTS. Now, I want to ask about your country. So does India have something similar to a 노래방?
No, not really. India does have karaoke bars, but they don't have the private karaoke booths like Noraebangs. Karaoke's in India are more of like a public thing where you just sing in front of an audience at a bar or a restaurant. That's actually what felt so special to me about Noraebang. It just creates such an intimate and judgment-free environment where you can just scream your heart out. I honestly wish we had something like that.
Fingers crossed. And last but not least, Bhavika, you have plenty of experience at 노래방. So any tips on how to make the most of the experience?
I would say mix it up. Throw in some K-pop. Even if you don't know much Korean, you'll recognize some words and it will make it funny. And get up, dance around, make it a whole performance. It isn't just about singing, it's about making memories.
Couldn't agree with you more. All right, Bhavika, thank you so much for sharing your experience today. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, ending off our episode today, for those planning to visit a 노래방 in the near future, do you have any must-know tips, for example, some do's or some don'ts, and advice on how to make the experience even fun?
I think our interview guest gave us some great tips, but if it is a group experience, be a good audience. You know, we're there to enjoy it together. When you're not singing, you know, don't just look
Look
up.
at your phone or look at the songs.
Exactly, or practice your singing like the quiet corner. Getting
Is that
ready.
from your experience?
So not true.
Okay.
I've seen people do that. Like
Okay.
they warm up their vocal cord when the other person's is singing. And obviously, don't hold the microphone for too long. It's a shared experience. And definitely hydrate. So you can keep your voice for the next day.
Right.
I've had too many friends who would come in work the next day with a raspy voice saying they had a blast of night out in 노래방. And also make sure to check the time because I think in Korean 노래방 it shows you how much time you have left.
Right.
So sometimes you kind of want to end with a bang. So just allocate your time wisely so you can pick out the right song.
Well, here's a very good tip for you guys. If there is 1 minute left and if you start a new song, then that you're kind of earning more time because you can enjoy until the end of that song. So that's kind of like the tip.
And sometimes the 노래방 owner gives you a bonus song.
Right. Which is the best part about the 노래방 experience, in my opinion.
The 15 to 20 minute extra time depending on.
Because they make a big difference. It means you can sing like 5 to 6 songs.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah.
Right. And what about you, Sang? Are passionate 노래방?
Yes.
So if you're
Enthusiast.
really addicted to singing songs and love going to 노래방, there's also a smartphone apps which you can download. And they all have those special features just like the actual 노래방, and you can enjoy singing in your home. And there's also Bluetooth microphones that are being sold in electronic shops.
Right.
So you can actually make a karaoke. However, be careful not to make too much noise because your neighbors will not like it.
Right. So you can build your home 노래방, but as Sang-yeon mentioned, generation, be mindful of others, but have the most fun out of that experience.
Yeah, it's
too.
just for fun.
Yeah, it's
actually.
just for fun. And if you have the chance, please visit Korean-style singing rooms or 노래방s in the near future. And that's all for this Thursday's episode of News Generation, but we will be back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Korea time. Special thanks to Cheska Dainho.
Pleasure's always mine. Thank you.
Thank you. And Im Sang-yeop.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And thank you everyone for starting off your Thursday with us, and hope to see you tomorrow as well. We are
News Generation.